In this video, we will look at several related components, but the main topic is the staffs of Osiris. However, we need to begin with Osiris-Rem-Nebket. Now, I've spoken about this aspect of Osiris on a video before, the one on Osiris that I made, but it's really important to include it here because of the connection. So I am going to repeat just a little on Osiris-Rem-Nebket. The following is from a 1997 Thoth transmission. We speak to you now of Osiris-Rem-Nebket. Osiris-Rem-Nebket is an aboet, an energy vessel created by Osiris and the priests and priestesses of Khephu-Ra in the days of Aegyptos before the deluge. In the temple of Khephu-Ra, so the priests and priestesses entered the halls of Amenti and beseeched the Lord Immortals to create with them an aboet which would serve to initiate Sunborn through the ages, long after their time as guardians of the solar threshold had passed. Thus was Osiris-Rem-Nebket created through the portal of the great Osiris and into the vault of Osiris in the temple of the Risen One, and that is the Pyramid of Giza, the Great Pyramid. Like his host Osiris, he is the Black Lord. In the center of Osiris-Rem-Nebket's chest is a diamond-shaped crystal, appearing likened unto a star of blue fire. This is the Kether-Ath, the binding stone, that which is the master control for the Osiris grid between the Earth and Orion, encompassing the Earth as a member of Orion, enabling it to cross the solar threshold during Light Principle 40, that is the ascension flash, and return to its true star sun. Osiris contains the master program for the bonding of the greater star fields to the lesser through the threshold of Orion, as his projection is brought through a series of stellar apexes, so it creates the Vesica, the eye of his son of suns, Horus. In this central whirl, which is the eye of his sun, so realms are created from the core and the Aum. These realms include not only star systems and biophysical forms, but realms within the heart and soul, given as solar emblems of light formation, overlaid upon the zodiacal charting of the Adam Kadmon memory within the current human form. The Adam Kadmon is the blueprint for humanity. Thoth then proceeds to speak about the 7 solar crosses. These are containment fields for solar consciousness. Solar consciousness is a type of collective interactive sentience which is transmitted through the solar or star-sun energy. Human souls migrate through these fields of consciousness as they progress on their evolutionary journey through the universe. Thus, these solar crosses are aligning vectors for an evolving soul in physical incarnation. By means of these vectors, the soul may lock on to its higher spirit forms in its efforts to realignment to Source. Understand that all solar in this context is not limited to the sun of our solar system, but encompasses all star-sun energy fields. Each star-sun field holds specific dynamics of alignment. The solar crosses we speak of then are comprised of various solar alignment vectors woven into the dynamics of the crosses. Thoth gives us the primary locales where these solar crosses have been given in their field of access. In other words, these solar cross dynamics can be accessed by first accessing these differing domains of consciousness. These then are the 7 solar cross access locations. The first is Earth's central sun atoma. That's the sun in the center of the sacred hollow earth. The second is Earth's outer sphere of consciousness. That's where we dwell. The third is the human atoma. All of us have an atoma, or sun aspect of our being, that connects to all the other atomas. The fourth is our solar sun's atoma. The fifth is the greater domain grid of this universal continuum. This would be the holograph in which we dwell. The sixth is the domain of the lesser angelic heaven. And the seventh is the domain of the greater radiant heaven. Now, the lesser angelic heaven are the star suns. In other words, every star sun, including our own sun, has an aspect of it on a higher dimension that contains the frequencies of what we call the angelic realm. The greater radiant heaven is beyond that, and that is within what Thoth calls the Atosic, or the Atosic universe. The Atosic universe is a very mysterious, to me, aspect of this whole cosmology that Thoth presents to us, but it is the non-dualistic still point, and it resides within us and, of course, within everything. Yet it also has a function, and that function is really beyond our comprehension. I'm going to kind of leave it that way for now. Thus, we really have one solar cross dynamic that repeats itself within these fields. This is why the domains have such great diversity. Some are planets or stars or whole heavenly domains. It is like an original nova that is reflected as a twinkle in various reflecting surfaces. It is the solar crosses that set the course, the path, for the staffs of Osiris. These are not actual physical staffs, although in my art I am representing them that way for activational purposes. Thoth chooses to call them staffs, but they are really very specific spinner fields. In the Thothic lexicon, a spinner or siegel field is defined as a field for an energy system that spins out of a central point. These fields have an axis in constant rotation. They are responsible for holding a dynamic balance between the universe and the anti-universe. There are numerous spinner fields created in any given reality system to affect this balance. They keep the universal dynamic by a constant rotation of their axis at the center of the universe's atomic being. As the spinner spins, it creates momentum and a force field of hypergravity. Hypergravity is not like ordinary gravity, although the latter is influenced by it. The hypergravity of a spinner field creates interlinking patterns of receptivity from one system to another, forming an ever-expanding schematic of cooperative functions. The Osirian staff spinner, then, keys off of the momentum of creation from that microsecond of the first creative universal moment. The staffs then define the actions as they nest into perpetually developing and thus evolving light quanta through recognition and communication between spinning systems. The 14 Osirian staffs and their pure energy dynamics are. And we begin now with this process. Understand that as I present these to you, this is also an interactive resonance between you and the spinner fields of the Osirian staffs. So just go into the flow with it here. Ali Kaf Nab Ap Mir. Silver fluidium, transparent membranes of interconnective passage from one energy thought realm to another. Amet Na Tem, vortices of conscious direction, alignment to specific keys and codes of divine resonance that allow access to multiple levels of universal knowledge. Vo Pe Tai, black light laced with indigo fire, blue needles penetrating inner space, inverted cones of fire language seeking form in the dimensions of higher worlds in order to impregnate these worlds with new hierarchical codes of evolutionary process. El Eshakti Wi Aka. Heartbeats synchronizing with the greater cosm. Pulse the rhythms of life into the tapestry of the void, uniting the creational moments of the universe. Sek Chab Etat. Red gold mains of fire lick the portals of the universe, devouring all that is not aligned to divine purpose, thus bringing all chaotic energy into resolution. Yala Hakuma Tesht. Emancipation of pure harmonics from the angelic temples of rose crystal, riding the crest of synchronicity with the great Logos, the Word, integrating with the lesser creation to create a path of return to the greater heavens. Iya Ra He At. Pools of splendor collect in the midst of fiery passage, allowing the multitude of souls to gather in grace, finding collective moments of truth in the now of infinity, which links them to awareness of the divine. Ankh Iti Yi Tenu. Pillars of emerald and gold rise to support the arches of heaven, where master intelligences record the genius of worlds upon the head of a pin. So as souls incarnate on earth, this genius, the wisdom of ages eternal, is embedded within the DNA of each individual. Our human bodies therefore contain a hologram of the great cosmic libraries through which are given all the revelations needed to realize who we are and to rediscover our true relationship to Source. Osiris-Rem-Nebket. The angels of victory move their wings of light above the firmament, and glory becomes a brazen cross forged from the might of God's vanguard nations, which come to the aid of all souls who call upon them for intercession. Ipet Kulum. Mind ignites with splendor to create the unique similitude of self, revealing self through continuous manifestations of rapture within the soul, bringing the soul into absolute joyous realization of its oneness with all beings and the Creator. Fial Am Upt. Coalescence of natural forces recreates the first sacred matter. Pure expression radiates divine equilibrium, releasing new programs of light into the ensouled worlds of form, liberating these realms from ancient paths that no longer carry the charge of liberation from half-light realities. Haru Nakt Neburu. Planetary repositories of soul nourishment attract the essence of divinity into myriad homogeneous expressions, allowing the individual expression of developing souls to contribute their divine mark upon the greater evolutionary event. Neket Tak Ketem. The journey of the soul into the fulcrum of twilight, where the dispirited gain strength through a return to their original knowledge of God. And lastly, the 14th staff of Osiris is Raset Echum Dhe, that which is completed in the depths of the dark night, where old form dissolves into whispers of silence, germinating new seed in the arc of time for the creation of new worlds beyond the rainbow. In conclusion, the beauty of the human soul is in its complexity that arrives from the simplest point of recognition, where all becomes one, but that one is a myriad development of spirituality, of beautiful expression, and in science, in the quantum field that we were given to be able to bring together all these incredible points of light into the one. The solar crosses, and out of that, the spinner fields of the Osirian staffs bring us that recognition that we are indeed homeward bound.